Welcome to Menopause Monday and Happy New Year to you. Today, I'm actually going to be sharing 3 strategic planners that you can use in order to help you clarify what you want to achieve for the next year and beyond. I think we all get lulled into that situation where we repeat the actions that we have been doing and still we don't get the results that we want to achieve. So this is very much a lifestyle planner. And it's not a vision board per se, but it's going to help you take real strategic action to bust through that brain fog, to help you really decide what are your goals. Because if you don't know what your goals are, how do you know when you've got them? And this breaks down the year into quarters. So it's a much more strategic way of setting those goals, working towards those goals, celebrating the things you achieve, and then reviewing regularly to see what's working and what's not working, because it's just data. And when you can review what you've achieved, or review what didn't go so well, it allows you to course correct and either do more of what's working well, or have a think about how you could change things slightly to achieve the goals that you set for yourself 3 months ago that you've not quite got so close to doing. So I'm going to share my screen with you today. There will be a link in the description to get this guide, and I hope you find it really, really helpful. It is something that I use with my team. I did a very in-depth training with my team on this last month to set ourselves up for success. There is a fabulous book too, if you've not come across it. It's called The 12-Week Year by Brian Moran, and I highly recommend you get it. It talks about setting goals, not just for business, but for life in general. And it will go into much greater detail than what I will do today. But I really believe that when you don't need the encyclopedia of organizing your life, you need a few tangible strategies and suggestions to help you take action. Because I think if you have too much information, it paralyzes you and you just stay stuck and you overcomplicate it. So today is very much an overview to help you set strategic goals to help you achieve what you want to achieve. The planners are all downloadable. If you want to add information to them digitally, when you download them, there'll be a PDF. If you open them in Microsoft Edge and then right click with your mouse, you'll see it gives you a little text box option to type into the guides that way. You might want to download them and handwrite them, but I recommend you work your way through them. There's part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 1 is very much about casting your vision and knowing where you want to go, and really having an emotional connection to you wanting to achieve your goals. So without further ado, I am going to share my screen with you. So this is part 1 of Plan Your Year. You can have a little look at this. It's just about the importance of reflection. I'm not going to read everything I've typed off in here, but when you download it, make sure that you really do work through this carefully, because it's really important that you have a grasp of where you want to take this. So in 2023, what goals did you reach and what did you achieve? And make sure you write all those down in that box. And then go down into this box and what goals did you set that you didn't achieve? Again, be really clear about this. This isn't about beating yourself up about the things you didn't get round to doing. All of us set goals that we don't achieve, but this is about making sure that you achieve more of them this coming year so that you get to December 31st, 2024, feeling empowered, feeling peaceful, with a real sense of pride that you have achieved those goals, or the vast majority of the goals that you did want to achieve. So what went well in 2023 and what do you need to keep doing in 2024? Again, get really strategic with this. Just for an example, with, say, lifestyle, because lifestyle is a very easy one. A lot of people want to lose weight, particularly in the menopause. So what went well in 2023? Did you manage, for instance, to lose 10 pounds of the 50 pounds you may have wanted to lose? That's celebration. Focus on the 10 pounds you did lose, not the 40 pounds that you did not. So what do you need to keep doing in 2024? Was that drinking more water? Was it going to bed earlier? Was it committing to a strength-based training program 4 to 5 times a week? Was it getting out into nature for a short daily walk? What was that? Was it cutting out alcohol or reducing alcohol? Was it getting more organized with your meal planning, your meal prepping, so that you knew what you needed to cook throughout the week? So you're not wasting food, you're not wasting money, and you're not wasting time. And then what didn't go well in 2023? And again, these are just vague examples. I mean, these are the sorts of examples I talk with people all the time. So for me, they come very quickly to my head. But what didn't go well in 2023? Say, let's use business for an opportunity for this one. So did you not achieve the income goals that you wanted to achieve? Now, if you're self-employed, obviously you have more choice, you have more control over that than if you work for an organization. Or a local authority, for instance. So if you're self-employed, this really does help to put you in the driver's seat. It's going to help you get crystal clear on the things that you do need to do in order to move your business forward. So was it the fact you didn't have enough customers finding your Facebook page, for instance? Was it because, say, if say you're an electrical engineer, for instance, did you not get as many inquiries as you wanted to do? So, what of that do you need to stop doing in 2024? Does that mean that you need to focus more time on getting testimonials from customers that are happy? Does it mean you need to get more time if you run your business on a Facebook group or on a website? Can you add a few informative blog posts or information posts about the simple things that you can do to improve the electrics in your house, easy cheats that maybe householders want to do? And I know you might think, well, why am I wanting to put myself out of business? You're not. You're just gaining trust. You're gaining a platform. You're helping people with something that they probably don't actually want to pay an electrical engineer, whatever your call out charge is, £85 or whatever it might be, to come out. And so for those people that you can help with little sort of safe tips and tricks, and maybe electrical engineer is not the best one to suggest with safe tips and tricks, but it's really important that you establish some sort of authority and trust with the people who are going to be hiring you as an electrical engineer. It could be, you could be a PT, a personal fitness coach, or a nutritionist. How can you offer more help and support to people for free so that they come back to you for more information? You can eventually, it gives them the opportunity, or gives you the opportunity, to help build a relationship of trust with those people by offering loads of free value. And then when they are ready to make a change, if they're ready to make a change, they're likely to come to you because you've already established that trust. There are hundreds of thousands, millions of people out there doing the same stuff as the rest of us. And the way that you can differentiate yourself the most is through excellent customer service, because let's face it, customer service on the whole sucks. I find that employers pay you just enough to keep you employed, and employees do just enough work to not get fired. That kind of mindset absolutely sucks. So whether you really love your job or whether you really hate your job, do it for you. Do it to boost your morale. Do it because your work ethic is fabulous. And if there is an opportunity, you're likely to get offered the next promotion. And you might think, oh no, I've been trying this for ages and ages and ages. Well, if that's the case, maybe look at getting another job. I think it's difficult for me to be really specific with this sort of thing, because I can't identify everybody else's single problems that they may be faced with. But customer service is one of those areas where you can really, really leave the pack behind. And it's simple. It's often being very polite. It's often regular follow-ups, checking in. Are they okay? Did the work go well? If you go back to the electrical engineer example, check in with your client, phone them a week later or message them a week later. Hey, I just wanted to check. I know I replaced your socket last week. Is it working fine? Are you happy with the job? Yeah, I am delighted, if the person replies back to you. Great. If I sent you a quick form, would you be kind enough to fill in me a short review? If you don't ask, you don't get. And when you are in a public space, say like you run your business on a website or a Facebook group, it's really important that you have other customers that are feeding back positive information. And if you get a complaint, don't delete the complaint, address it professionally, be mindful of the complaint, ask the customer why it didn't go well. A lot of customers will be very accusatory, because that's just the way the human nature is. But we all understand that. We all understand people want to point the finger of blame. We all understand that most people are very short on time and have quick tempers. And it's up to you to be the professional business person or contractor or whatever your role might be, to address that complaint with politeness, consideration, And if the person making that complaint is just being a complete pain in the arse, well, at least the public, other people looking at your website, can see that you've attempted in the best way possible to address that problem. And people are not stupid. They will know that the person making the rude complaint is probably a time waster and a real pain in the backside. So, just go beyond where the obvious. What can you do to enhance a customer's experience? What can you do to make your customers feel extra special without taking up an awful lot of time and money in order to do that? So now we're going to get into the reflection and vision part of this. So reflect on the visualization. I really want you to imagine now that you are sitting somewhere, or you're at your favorite place on December 31st, 2024. And you can close your eyes for this if you want to, maybe take a couple of deep breaths so you can really relax into it. This is not going to take long, but I really want you to do it effectively. So where are you? You're December the 31st, 2024. Firstly, how are you feeling? How does that feel inside your body? And I really want you to feel, because you've achieved, you're going to have had a successful year. So I really want you to hone into those feelings, those emotions of having absolutely achieved what you wanted to achieve. Is it pride? Is it just sheer contentment? Is it peace? Is it joy? Is it generosity? Is it gratitude? Dig really deep into those emotions that you are going to feel, pretending now you're December 31st, 2024. How are you feeling? And next, how do you look? How does that person who has achieved what she wanted or he wanted to achieve in 2024, how do you look? How are you sitting? Your shoulders back, your head's higher up, your posture's better? Do you feel more controlled? Do you feel more balanced? Have you lost the extra pounds that you wanted to lose? Are you feeling more energized? Has your skin condition cleared up? What might it be? And who did you have to become in order to be the person you are now, as in 31st of December 2024? Because often we stay stuck in the identity that we have of ourselves. And of course, we are always ourselves, but we can adopt certain belief systems and certain behaviors that help us level up, to take those actions, to bust through those fears, those self-limiting beliefs that enable us to be the person that we need to be, who takes those actions that we need to take in order to achieve the person that we ultimately want to be by the time December 31st, 2024 comes around. And what did you do? What actions did you take? Focus in now, even though you may not know every step of the way. What actions do you think you needed to take to get from December 2023 to December 2024? What are are there any smells associated with that image? What are the colors? Are they bright? Are they muted? Is it dark? Is it bright? Is it loud? Is it quiet? Tap into every one of your senses. So touch, smell, taste, vision, sound. Really construct the most detailed image you can of how you want to feel, see, look, sound by the time December 31st, 2024 comes around. And you can always pause this, because otherwise it's going to make it a very, very long video. I want to move on now to the vision board section of you. So, what are your values? Our values define who we are. Our values define our actions. Our values essentially help us become the person that we want to be. Is a good work ethic of high value to you? It is to me. A work ethic is incredibly important to me. Even if I work for a horrible employer, I've done that in the past, I gave my absolute all to that position that I had, and it always left me with a sense of pride, because I knew I did my best. There's nothing worse than feeling like you served yourself short. And so really focus on, what are your values? Another of mine is integrity. I will always be honest, and health, and family. Those are my top values. So my whole life revolves around achieving that. And what do you believe about yourself? And this can change. You know, we have years where we think, yeah, I'm going to achieve it. I've got this big goal. I'm going to achieve it. I've got this big goal. It's so exciting. I'm going to achieve it. And then you don't. And then all of a sudden, doubt starts to creep in, or frustration starts to creep in. And then all of a sudden, we start believing different things about ourselves. We start believing, well, maybe I am the odd one out. Maybe I can't do it. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I'm too fat. Maybe I'm too this or that or the other. And that is just a load of BS. Our beliefs literally are the core foundation of everything. And sometimes you have to steal belief in order to inject sufficient confidence back into yourself. But if I borrow, I'd say borrow belief. Don't steal belief, because that's sort of negative. Borrow belief. So borrow somebody else's belief. If there's somebody else doing something similar to what you want to achieve, you've not achieved it just yet, as in December 2023, but you really want to be, you know, you really want to feel the way about yourself as that role model that you have in your mind's eye right now feels about themselves come December 31st, 2024. What would you need to believe about yourself in order to be that person, not that role model, but you? What would you need to believe about yourself in December 31st, 2024 for you to achieve those goals? Yeah, what habits would you have to do? Would you have to get up slightly earlier? Would you have to be much more productive? Would you have to cut out, I don't know, an hour or two of soap opera? Would you have to stop just scrolling, in aimless scrolling, which so many of us do? This is no judgment, by the way. We're all human. And who and what do you surround yourself with? And it is absolutely true. The more people that you surround yourself with who are achieving the goals that you want to achieve, they will bring you along. They will breathe belief into you. You will be doing similar actions to what they take because they've already achieved what you want to achieve. So make sure that you're really mindful of who you spend your time with. Because if you spend it with the people who gossip and backbite, that is not, it's just not productive energy. It's a negative energy. And while it might give you a quick giggle and it might make you feel like you're part of the club, if there's, you know, 3 or 4 of your girlfriends or male friends that do that, it really does not serve the greater purpose for your life. And it's a time waste as well. It's a time waste and it's an energy waste. So I really want you to hone in on this is the part 1 already done. I'm going to move to part 2 right now. Part 2 is about putting strategy into this sort of vision system and your belief system. So let me just pull up part 2. Oops, that's part 3. So here's part 2, plan your year. Again, just have a quick look through that. Make sure you've watched this training before you start any of these workbooks. So day 2, we're looking at SMART goal creation. So a SMART goal, you've probably heard about it before. It has to be specific, measurable, actionable, relevant. I also say realistic and timely. So what are your SMART goals for 2024? So if you say to me, a SMART goal of mine is to lose 50 pounds by December 31st, 2024, that is a SMART goal because it's specific. You want to lose 50 pounds. It's measurable. Yes, you can measure it. Yes, you can take action on it because you can, you know, follow a nutrition program. You can start getting more activity, drinking more water, sleeping more effectively. It's relevant to you. It's important to you. And it's also realistic. You can do that. And it's timely. You've set yourself a date that you can lose that weight in a realistic way by December 31st, 2024. And you definitely can lose 50 pounds in a year. If you said to me, oh, I want to be an astronaut and I want to have been up to the moon by 6 months' time, that's not, well, it's specific and it's measurable. It's not realistic. And it's not particularly actionable because there's a very few people that are allowed to become astronauts in the first place. So, you know, just make sure that your goals really are specific, actionable, measurable, relevant, and timely. Another goal that you may have is you say, right, I want to increase my revenue by £30,000 within 6 months or dollars within 6 months. That is not a SMART goal because you cannot guarantee that you're going to create £30,000 or dollars within 6 months. Yes, it is specific. Yes, you can measure it. It's relevant to you. It is timely because it's within 6 months, but it may not be realistic because it is not actionable. And actionable is the bit which most people fall down on. The actionable bit means that you have no control whether you make £30,000 or dollars in 6 months' time. All you can do is action the tasks that it takes in order to help you achieve that goal. But you cannot guarantee that you're going to make £30,000 or dollars in 6 months' time. What you can do is think, okay, right, well, I can make 20 new business contacts a month, and I can make sure to, which is actionable, I can make sure to follow up with say you have 150 people in your follow-up system, you've got ongoing conversations going, however that might look to you. You can follow up with all those 150 people and ask them if they would like your services or want to jump on with you with, you know, whatever you might be offering to them. That is a SMART goal because it is actionable. Another SMART goal might be you want to release your new course or write a new book. So again, you might want to release your new course within 6 months, and that is a SMART goal because it's specific, it's measurable. Did you do it in 6 months? It's actionable. You know the actions you need to take in order to prepare it. Are the videos that you need to record, to get them edited, to get thumbnails created, to get the content written up, choose which platform you'll host your course on. Is it relevant and realistic? Yes, it's relevant to you. It's realistic. Yes, of course, you could do that, and it's timely. You want to achieve that with 6 months. You might want to write a book in 6 months' time. So that is a SMART goal. It's very specific. It's measurable. It is actionable. You can make sure that you break down how much you write on a daily basis. You can allow yourself an hour or 2 hours maybe of writing time every day, and then you can plan it. And I'll show you in a minute how we work back and create these monthly, the quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily plans. But it's relevant to you, it's realistic, and it's timely. So that would be a SMART goal. So when you're making your goals, always ask yourself, are your goals actionable? What actions can you take each day to reach these goals? Because this is sort of a general vision casting workshop, I've gone for the sort of 5 most important things, I think. Your health. What is your health goal? Is it lose 50 pounds, 6 months? Wealth, do you want to increase your wealth by 30,000? Still put that in there because you can still create actionable goals to help you get closer to achieving that. The only thing is that achieving 30,000 in 6 months is not a SMART goal, but it is a goal that you can have, that you can then create SMART goals in order to try and achieve on a global scale. What's your life satisfaction? Say out of 10, you could do number 6. Relationships. What are your significant relationships like? What is your personal growth, your spiritual growth like on a scale of 0 to 10? And then at the end of each quarter, this is very important. You have to allow time, put it in your diary, whether it's right at the end of each quarter or just at the beginning of the next quarter. What worked well? What didn't work? Did you want to lose X amount of pounds and you haven't? Why is that? Did you want to increase your income by a certain amount and you didn't? Why is that? If you did lose those pounds, brilliant. What do you need to do now? Do you need to move on to a maintenance plan? Or do you still need to continue to lose a certain amount of weight? Do you still want to increase your income? Are you happy in your life? Do you feel as though you have healthy relationships? Is your life in alignment with your core values? Do you have space in your life for growth, creativity, and untapped potential? Because we all have to keep learning. The minute we stop learning, the minute we stagnate. So reflection, depending on the goals you set, is very important at the end of each quarter. And then again, you'll do this on Q2. So then you're going to put your goals here, how you feel about yourself, and you repeat this at Q3. And getting to the end of 2024, again, you're going to go through the same sort of questions. And of course, you can change these. You know, this is an example for you. When I share this, I'm going to add an extra bit of extra paper in between each of these days so that you can write a little bit more about, you know, your own goals. But these are here literally just as prompts to help you work out what it is that you want to achieve. So now we're going to move into part 3 of this. And this is planning your year. And we're actually, there's a year calendar at the end of this, and we're actually going to break down your goals. Okay. So your quarterly tasks, what you do is you set what your quarterly tasks are, and then you work backwards, because if you know what your goal is, then it's much easier then to break that down into monthly, weekly, and daily tasks to make sure you achieve it. So I would suggest you don't focus on any more than 3 large quarterly goals, because otherwise it becomes too overwhelming. And remember, you've got 4 quarters a year. So it might be that you want to focus on different quarterly goals in each quarter. And as you decide on each goal, write down why each goal is important to you. And it always has to link back to your vision. The goal has to have an deep emotional connection to you. And when you are reviewing your goals, and I would do this at the beginning of every day, is just look briefly, what is your vision? What is that emotional driver how do you want to feel on December 31st, 2024? And just focus on that for maybe 2 or 3 minutes every day before you start your working day. So, for instance, we've been through a few SMART goals already. I want to lose 25 pounds in 3 months. That is a SMART goal. So what would you do to achieve that? So you would need to find a nutrition system that works for you, that you have faith in, that you know other people have gone through and it works well for them. You would need to read that nutritional system. You'd need to commit to learning it. You would need to commit to some meal planning and some meal prepping and looking at possibly new recipes that you've not looked at before. So it's going to take a little bit of time. But I mean, I follow a nutrition system. And yes, at the beginning, it's just like, oh, crikey, it takes you a little bit longer. And then it's amazing how fast you learn it. And all of a sudden, it becomes second nature. You would need to choose a fitness program in an ideal world that would align with your goals, so that the more muscle you build, the more fat you burn, it boosts your metabolism, it helps you sleep better, it helps you deal with stress more effectively. So it turns you into more of a fat burning machine. So those would be your monthly tasks. Your weekly tasks would be, okay, so you cook, you eat healthy, you do your meal plan, sorry, you do your meal prep maybe on a Sunday evening, or choose a day which works best for you. You would do your grocery shopping for the week ahead. You are committing to the weekly schedule in your fitness program. And then your daily tasks would be broken down into, again, assuming the first SMART goal of 25 pounds in 3 months. That would be drinking sufficient water for your body weight and working out as per the calendar. Get outside and walk daily in nature if you can. Get to bed no later than 10 p.m. Try and eat by 7 p.m. latest, and aim for 80% healthy eating daily. I put these in italics. These are more of the sort of business type metrics. For instance, I want to increase my sales productivity by 25% within 3 months. That is quite a SMART goal in actual fact, because you can still break down the goals that you need to achieve in order to get that productivity increase. So that might be identifying, so a monthly task might be identifying 25 prospects who need or want what your business offers. It could be holding regular planning and objective meetings with your team, or even just yourself if you're a solopreneur. It could be, focus very much on your customer service. It could be on bringing on new members to your team, and so understanding that they know exactly what they need to do in order to help build the business that helps you achieve that 25% increase within 3 months. It might be that you need to bring on an assistant. It might be that you need to bring on a house cleaner so that you have more time to dedicate to your business hours. And then your weekly tasks, those might be conducting a minimum of 5 initial appointments per week. They could be completing your sales tracking graph to visualize your progress against your goals that you're constantly reviewing. Could be reviewing your metrics. I would definitely do that weekly. Just sit down and make sure, did you say, if you wanted to reach out to 100 new customers in a week, did you do that? Did you achieve that? And if not, why? Does something else need to change so that you can keep on with that trajectory? And the beauty of this is when you get to the end of your first quarter, you may overstep your goal, in which case, great, you know that the figures that you're working on are working really well. You may not have reached your goal. And it might not just be the fact that you're not talking to enough people. It could be your approach. It might be that you need to nurture them a little bit more. It might be that you need to offer more free value. It might mean that you need to be out there in the public eye more often. So depending on what you need to achieve as far as your business goes, Obviously, you can tweak those for your own individual needs. And then daily tasks for your business. It could be invite five prospects, so people that if you use pixels on your Facebook page, your website, it could be that you're seeing people who are landing on your page. They may be engaging in your stuff. You could then actually actively reach out to ask them if they would like any support, if they need anything. You could even direct a free resource towards them before you actually maybe ask them if they want further help, which involves some kind of financial investment. And daily tasks might be following up with previous conversations. So it really depends on what your goals are, but there is something that we can all be doing in order to achieve what we want to achieve, whether it's health, lifestyle, business, etc. And so this calendar here is blank. You've got your notes there, you've got your to-do box there. Again, like I say, if you open this in Microsoft Edge, I've got this open in Chrome at the moment, so I can't show you what, but if you right click your mouse, the top option here in Microsoft Edge says text, add text. So then you can click the text box and you can just type this in. This is in Canva at the moment. If any of you use Canva and you actually want this template, let me know and I can just send you the template, because then you can adjust it and add. Well, actually, this is my PDF, but I have got it in Canva. So if you want it so that you can actually adjust it yourself, then you're more than welcome to do it if you're familiar with Canva. So that really takes you right down to December 2024. And remember, this is going to be one heck of an important date, because this is where your vision ends for this next year ahead. This is where there's a lot invested for you to get to this day and feel the way you want to feel. So I'm just going to stop my share now. I hope that was helpful to you. It is just so crucial that you review and reflect regularly. I do a short review and reflection at the end of every week. I do a big one at the end of the month, and then I do a larger one at the end of the quarter. Most of my quarterly goals fall into my yearly goal, but try not to overwhelm yourself with too many things. Maybe if this is the first time you're doing this sort of thing, choose just maybe 1 or 2 goals that you can really break down into smart, actionable goals and see where it takes you. You cannot go wrong when you track like this, because it's all about data, and that's all it is. And if your data isn't where you want it to be at the end of your first quarter, what can you change? Remove the emotion from it, because I think we all have a tendency to think, oh, it's me, I'm a failure. Your self-limiting beliefs pop in, and then you start to identify with yourself as somebody who's a little bit not quite capable to do the things that you want to achieve. We are all absolutely capable. Our mindset it can be our best friend, and it can shoot us in the flipping foot every single day. And I know through menopause and midlife, and just to bring it back to the whole point of this, we have so many variables going on in our lives. And you might think, I have not got time to plan. If you have not got time to plan, you have not got time to set goals. You have no hope, to be quite frank. And that is a really blunt way of saying it. But when we can measure our progress, we know exactly how close we're getting to our goals. I work with countless people who every year, 1st of January arrives, they say, yes, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. And then no, they don't. And they just avoid the behaviors that they know they need to do in order to achieve the success they want to achieve. Yet if they did those daily behaviors most of the time, they would get so much closer to achieving their goals. That £30,000 or dollars in 6 months would be doable, you know? But we have to take action. Now, also with this, I am including my fear busting guide and productivity planner, because fear really does hold the majority of us back. You might be thinking, oh yeah, I'm really excited to get to December 31st, 2024, and I'm going to take all these actions. And then you get to your desk and you're thinking, ah, I know what I need to do, but I just can't make myself do it. Check out the fear and productivity planner, because that will help you bust through those fears. It helps you realize the cost of allowing those fears to rule the day. And my greatest word of advice to you is action will kill off fear. While the first few actions you take might be, I promise you, not taking action and allowing that fear to build, because fear builds, it compounds, it affects your sleep. Gradually, it niggles away at your confidence. It niggles away at your belief of who you are, your identity. It can lead to mental health problems. And it's just a silly fear that you just need to flick away. Go through that fear and productivity planner, because it really, it will ask you, what if the worst thing happens? What if? And often, because we've attached so many fragments of little half thoughts and avoidance and, oh, I can't, I don't know what to say, or, oh, I daren't, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. And then you get to bed that night again, and then you've still not done it. So you feel disappointed and frustrated in yourself. All that negative emotion is like sticky clay, and it just grows and it grows and it grows, and it weighs you down physically, spiritually, emotionally, and it holds you back. So that is why it's so important to really tune into how you want to feel on the 31st of December 2024. Do not allow fear to halt your progress. Take action. I know it's easier said than done, but I've leant through the fear so many times, and an affirmation that I say to myself regularly is, I am greater than my fears. If you're feeling stuck, just sit with that vision of you, how you're feeling on December 31st, 2024, and repeat that affirmation to yourself. I am greater than my fears. I am greater than my fears. I promise you, when you start to take action, you will get to bed and you'll have a lightness around you. You will just thinking, there's a little smile, there's a little glimmer of hope. And once you start to work through the fear, it breaks it down. It's like it just makes it invisible. And it doesn't mean to say that fear is going to be removed from your life for the rest of your life, but it means that you are pushing through those boundaries that are holding you back. And it frustrates me no end, because it's happened to me in the past as well. I've had to bust through fear, and I don't think any of us are immune to fear unless we're psychopaths. And it is about taking action. I promise you, the reward you will feel by taking action far outweigh that silly little chaotic fear that you've allowed to just grow and grow and grow. So go through that fear and productivity planner as well. If you've got any questions, obviously, please just send me a message, connect with me on Instagram at Kate Hartley UK. There's a link beneath this video that has my relevant link. So I'm more than happy to explain more to you privately if you want a little bit of extra support. And go do it. Go do the stuff. Happy New Year to you. And I hope you had a fabulous Christmas. And let's make 2024. We've all, I think a lot of us have got a bit bloated. We've all got a little bit, oh, well, we need our self-care. I'm just going to kick back and relax a bit today. And, we need to get out of that mindset again, because it serves nobody. Yes, it all has to be balanced. It all has to, you need your flurries of activity, and you need your rest time and recuperation. I do agree in hard work. I do agree that productivity makes us a healthy person. It gives us a sense of ownership. It gives us a sense of purpose. It gives us a sense of achievement. It helps us build our confidence. And it really puts us in the driving seat of our lives. And through this middle phase of our lives, when our hormones are all over the shop, we really need to be the best friends to ourselves. And by taking action on those things that are important to you, it's incredibly empowering. So if you've not done so already, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss future episodes. The links are all below for those guides that I've just shared with you. And I hope you find them helpful. And let me know, I would be more than delighted if you put your goals together. You can even share them with me if you want to be super accountable. And then at the end of Q1, get back in touch with me. Let me know how you got on. I would be absolutely overjoyed to hear that you're putting the system into place and that you're also achieving success with it. So with that, my friends, make 2024 your best year ever. We have so much potential. You have so much potential. So let's go out there. Let's do it. And I will talk to you soon. Thank you for your company.